Have you ever walked into a room and felt like you've been there before, even though you know it's impossible? That strange feeling is actually a fascinating neurological phenomenon called deja vu. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening in your brain during those eerie moments when reality seems to fold in on itself. The explanation behind these memory mirages is far more fascinating than any supernatural theory. Scientists have finally cracked the code on why we experience these peculiar moments of recognition. You might be surprised to learn that this phenomenon affects 2/3 of us, and the science behind it reveals something remarkable about how our brains process memories and reality. The memory illusion. What's really happening in your brain? Have you ever felt like your brain just played a trick on you? That's essentially what deja vu is. Your mind creating a convincing illusion of familiarity when you're actually experiencing something completely new. It's that sudden, strange feeling that freezes you for a moment as you think, wait, I've been here before. I've already had this exact conversation, even though logically you know it's impossible. Deja vu is remarkably common, affecting about 2/3 of people regularly, and reveals something fundamental about how our brains process reality. We often think of our memories as perfect recordings of past events, but they're actually complex constructions that our brains actively assemble moment by moment. The truth is, deja vu isn't supernatural or mystical. It's not evidence of past lives or glitches in the matrix. It's a temporary error in your brain's memory processing system. Understanding this error provides remarkable insight into how our minds work every single day. Consider what happens when you encounter any situation in your daily life. Your brain constantly makes split-second decisions about whether experiences are new or familiar. This happens automatically without conscious effort. When you see a friend's face, your brain immediately flags it as familiar. When you walk down a street you've never visited, your brain correctly categorizes it as new. This categorization happens in milliseconds before you even have time to think about it. Deja vu is essentially a false alarm in this recognition system. Your brain incorrectly labels a brand new experience as familiar. It's similar to when your smartphone momentarily freezes and suddenly catches up and performs multiple operations at once, triggering notifications that don't quite match what you're doing. The technology made an error in its processing sequence, and that's exactly what your brain does during deja vu. This error occurs because your brain has multiple parallel systems for processing information that sometimes fall out of sync. Imagine your brain as a massive filing cabinet with an automated system that sorts incoming information. Most of the time, this system works flawlessly. New experiences go into the new folder and familiar ones into the already seen folder. During deja vu, a new experience accidentally gets filed into the already seen folder. What makes this misfiling particularly fascinating is how convincing it feels. When experiencing deja vu, you don't vaguely think something might be familiar. You often feel absolutely certain you've experienced this exact moment before. The sensation can be so strong that it stops you mid-sentence or makes you question your perception of reality. This intensity occurs because the brain regions activated during deja vu are the same ones that signal genuine familiarity during normal memory recall. When these regions fire, they generate a powerful, convincing signal that something has definitely been experienced before. It's an overwhelming certainty. This certainty creates a unique cognitive dissonance. One part of your brain is convinced you've experienced this moment before, while another part logically knows this can't be true. Your brain essentially argues with itself, creating that characteristic eerie feeling that defines the experience. This memory misfiring also explains why deja vu episodes are typically brief, usually lasting just seconds. Your brain quickly resolves the error and returns to normal processing. The false familiarity signal fades away as quickly as it appeared, often leaving you slightly confused about what just happened. Scientists have made significant progress understanding this phenomenon by studying people with temporal lobe epilepsy who often experience intense deja vu just before seizures. This has provided researchers with important clues about which brain regions might generate these false familiarity signals. Interestingly, the brain regions involved in deja vu are the same ones critical for everyday memory function. These areas help us recognize familiar faces, remember where we parked, and navigate environments we visited before. Deja vu isn't caused by some obscure, rarely used brain circuit. It's a temporary malfunction in core systems we constantly rely on. The next time you experience deja vu, try observing it with curiosity rather than confusion. Notice the certainty of the feeling and how it creates that strange conflict between your sense of familiarity and logical knowledge. You're witnessing your brain's recognition system experiencing a temporary glitch, a window into the normally invisible processes constructing your everyday reality. Many people report not only feeling like they've experienced a moment before, but also having the sensation they know what will happen next, almost like a brief premonition. This happens because when your brain falsely flags something as familiar, it might also activate prediction mechanisms that normally engage when you've actually experienced something similar previously. The memory system in your brain isn't just for storing information, it's fundamentally tied to how you predict and navigate future events. When the familiarity signal fires incorrectly during deja vu, these prediction systems can activate too, creating that eerie feeling that you not only recognize the moment, but somehow know what's coming next. For what is essentially a brain error, deja vu reveals an incredible amount about the sophisticated machinery working behind the scenes of consciousness. Every moment, your brain performs remarkable feats of recognition, categorization, and prediction, all without your conscious awareness. Deja vu gives us a rare glimpse when these normally flawless systems briefly malfunction. Understanding the brain mechanisms behind deja vu makes the phenomenon even more remarkable. It shows us how the feeling of familiarity itself is something your brain constructs rather than a direct perception of reality.